new babe.
So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L and I'm back. Still rocking the hoodie, man. And still praying for DMX, bro. You know what I mean? Hopefully by now, some of you guys who didn't know who he was have gone and checked him out, heard his music, man, and are possibly becoming fans. But yes, we are still praying, you know, man. Check on your family, check on your friends, check on your loved ones, bro. And just make sure they're good. Just make sure they're good. That's all I'm saying. Make sure they're good. All right. Listen, we back with none other than the man himself, Mr. Grady Judd, man. Today, Grady Judd reveals arrest from brilliant multi-million-dollar Walmart theft operation. Brilliant, he said. They said, or whoever says it. I don't know. Let's check it out.
Involving Walmart merchandise. Involving Walmart merchandise connected to the Walmart in Auburndale. Let's listen in.
Thank you for being with us today. I am first, before I provide my comments, going to introduce our Attorney General, Ashley Moody. I want to brag on General Moody just for a moment. I have known her since before she was the Attorney General. And when she was running for office, we had several conversations, and she said, I'm going to make the people of Florida safer. I'm going to look out for the constitutional rights of everyone in the state.
Y'all do know, like, this makes, I have to go to Broward County now. Is it, no, Polk County, I'm sorry. Or does he say Broward County? Is it Polk? Now, either way, I gotta go to that area, man. I have to now. I feel obligated, bro. I feel obligated. I gotta go now. So that's on like one of my cities I gotta hit up this year.
State of Florida. I'm going to be proactive. I'm going to be engaged in all the communities. She's done exactly what she said she would do. And it's certainly my honor to be with her today and for us to talk to you about a case that her office and our office work together. As you know, I have an organized retail crime team, and that's what they do. They focus on...
Okay, that's not my audio, y'all. That's their audio.
...on organized criminals. These aren't petty shoplifters. These are organized criminals. But before I give my comments and color, I thought I would first turn this over to our Attorney General.
And it is Polk County, by the way. Yes, like I have to go to Polk County. I see it up there on this board right here. I see it says Polk County Sheriffs. Yeah, gotta go.
Sure. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for being with us today as we discuss what I believe is one of the biggest cases in organized retail theft that we've handled. Not only does this involve millions of dollars, it involves numerous states, nearly every circuit in our state, 18 circuits thus far, and we're still uncovering facts. And it shows you that when people steal, it doesn't necessarily mean it's only affecting a business enterprise. In fact, if we can clear up one thing, first and foremost this morning, when organized retail thieves get together and steal across our states, across our circuits, it is consumers, Florida consumers, that are paying for this. And so I want to dispel any notion that it's not Floridians that are harmed because of this behavior. And I commend Sheriff Judd for being so proactive, putting together a team that would work not just within his own county, but would look outside and how people are coming not just into his county from other counties, but into our state from other states. In fact, the 4 folks charged in the information are from Georgia. And their behavior, the millions of...
Why did I feel like it? Why did I just feel like doing this just then? Because I live in Georgia. Why did I feel like this? Why y'all bringing shame to the Peach State, baby? Don't do that.
Of dollars that they were able to steal and their behavior, the millions of dollars that they were able to steal, will affect Florida consumers.
Yo, are y'all seeing that? They stole all that? Yo, 70 inch, 70 inch, 65 inch, 65 inch, 65 inch, another 65 inch, another 65 inch, two more 65 inch, 55 inch up top, 3 more 50 inches, and I can't really see what that last one is, but good grief, they wasn't playing.
And we are fed up with people, whether they're using technology or whether they're going into our stores, preying on Floridians from other states, other countries. We won't tolerate it here in Florida. So not only do I commend your amazing sheriff, Sheriff Judd, but the detectives that worked so diligently in shaping this case and putting it together. Detectives Goodlett, Thomas, and Collins, who worked so hard on this task force. You know, we just celebrated Black Friday. And for those of you that don't know, that's where...
How did they even have the time to like load all of that up, bro? Jeez.
Traditionally, you retailers cross over from red into black. And the reason it takes them so long in a year to reach profitability is because of schemes like this. We know nationwide 30 billion is stolen from businesses in our country, up to 60 billion if you include cyber theft and employee theft and other types of elements of this retail theft. $60 billion. That means you and I, the sheriff, the detectives, people of these communities are paying for it. And so thankfully for the good work of these detectives that looked not only just at the one incident, but started uncovering how this was a scheme, how they were accomplishing this. These folks now, instead of continuing to do this through the holidays, continuing to cause increased prices for Floridians, taking their Floridians' hard-earned money, those folks now will trade their homes for a jail cell, their beds for a bed in a county jail. So thank you. You know, in my office, we have been so focused on this type of organized retail theft. We have gone after, and now, since taking office, we have 180 defendants of an organized retail theft, 61 targets, and we're not done. Sheriff Judd and I are excited about continuing our work together, and we won't stop until more of these folks that are coming into our state, causing Floridians to pay more out of their hard-earned money, go to jail.
Hey, where that van of TVs at? Somebody let me know where the van of TVs at, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Them gotta be going for the low. You know what I mean? They what, 300, 400, 500 in the store? They gotta be going for $150, 200 on the street. Come on, man, where that van of TV? Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
So we appreciate you being here today, giving a voice to what these detectives have done to better protect our communities. Thank you again, detectives and Sheriff Judd.
Y'all ain't gonna clap? Y'all rude.
Let me introduce you to our crew today. These folks are responsible for at least $3.6 million in organized retail crime in the state of Florida and across this country. We know that from the time we initially discovered them, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Before we could get the investigation wrapped up, which was a complicated investigation, and it was more complicated because of COVID, they made 600 additional purchases and thefts. We anticipate that as a result of the wonderful work by Rita with the statewide prosecutor's office, that these folks are facing 160 years, up to 160 years in prison, as they should.
Nah, fam, I don't want no TV, bro. I don't want no TV. Nothing. Don't buy nothing from them, man. Don't even buy no, not nothing, bro. Good 160 years. One is deceased. 2 wanted, so I'm guessing other 2 are in custody. 160 years. That's 40 years apiece.
Good. Now, there's still those across this state that want to call this low-level, nonviolent crime would just gag me with a spoon. This is
why we love Grady Judd, bro. Where did he even get that from? Just gag me with a spoon. It's everything about how he said it, bro. Well, just gag me with a spoon. Oh, man. I gotta hear that again.
nonviolent crime would just gag me with a spoon. This is not low-level, nonviolent crime. This is organized. And here's how it all started. We had Jorge Ortiz, and we had our gentleman who is now deceased, all show up at Auburndale along with Jacory, an Auburndale Walmart. Well, interestingly enough, a loss prevention Walmart employee in downtown Winter Haven had gotten off work, was on his way home, and go, oh, I forgot to pick up that item at the store. So he wheels in to make a purchase at Walmart in Auburndale, and he sees the same people that they just refused to accept televisions from in Winter Haven. And he says to himself, I believe we've got a theft going on here. He notified the sheriff's office, and in a van, quite frankly, there's more televisions here. This was when we made the last stop. But in a van such as this, there were several televisions. So when the police officer or the deputies arrived in Auburndale, they go, why are you bothering us? Here's our cash receipts from Walmart. Walmart looked at the cash receipts and said, yep, look legal to me. So we gathered all the information, took all the photographs. Our detectives, who are simply the very best, knew something was wrong, but we had to dig into how this came about, because on its face, the product to be returned matched. But, you know, we were born in the morning, but it wasn't yesterday. People don't ride around with a van full of televisions, all needing to be returned with cash receipts. So the investigation's underway. Well, we determined all of these folks were from Georgia. And when we started the investigation, we found this was our ringleader right here. Shantan, and I have no idea how you say his last name, but he was born in Thailand. He's from Duluth, Georgia. He owns 3 Dodge vans that he moves this product. When he was stopped, he had the 25 televisions. When we stopped him with a search warrant in Georgia, not only did he have the 25 televisions, but as we walked up to his car, he had his cell phone in his hands, breaking it. We currently have that with our tech folks who are doing everything they can to recover it, because we know that is a treasure trove of information. But he wasn't concerned with the fact that we caught him with the 25 televisions as much as he was we were going to get that cell phone. We know that he has worked, and we see where they have made trips all the way up the east coast of the United States, but we also know that they predominantly worked here. But when you look at his criminal record, you see that he's only got 6 misdemeanors and a felony, but they're scattered over 5 different states. You see, people treat retail theft as a singular event, when in fact, these folks are engaged in an ongoing criminal enterprise. And then we were going to arrest this gentleman Eric Grigsby. And the reason we didn't arrest Eric is because he's dead. We thought it'd be a waste of time, just between you and me. But we did investigate to make sure that his buddies didn't knock him off, thinking he may be the weak link. We did find he died of natural causes. He had some health issues. So no, he was not knocked off by his buddies, but he is dead. And now Jesus has got to deal with him on all his thefts. Then there's Jorge, which we talked about. He's from Lilburn, Georgia. He only has 3 misdemeanors.
Mind y'all, right? Again, Duluth, not too far from me. Lilburn, not too far from me. Like, he raining down on the city right now. Like, good God.
And 1 felony. Have we clearly pointed out, as you'll see between our last 2 that are still at large, none of these folks have outstanding criminal histories. Most of the people I talk about here have a long pedigree. When I stand behind this podium, I'm talking about 20 and 30 and 15 and 50. These don't. If we dealt with this through individual prosecutors' offices as an individual event, it could easily be a probation grand theft. And that's what they hope for. That's what they bank on. But in reality, they have a system in place where a very elaborate system, and we're not going to give you the details here because, quite frankly, we don't want to train other people as to how to do what they were doing.
So we're only left to speculate, y'all. So I need y'all to how were they doing this? How? I've been trying to wait. That's what I was waiting. I was hoping he was going to break it down, what they were doing. But, I'm trying to figure it out, bro. How are they getting this and having receipts for it? That's what's throwing me. If you went in there and I told you in the beginning, stealing 65-inch TVs out of Walmart, that ain't gonna be no easy task, bro. Not a trunk full like he had. So there's gotta be some kind of way that they found to do this.
But I can tell you it was brilliant. I can tell you that when we discovered it, Walmart security is awesome, and Walmart security worked with us, and they were very patient. They understood that it took time for us to put this case together, and they absorbed more loss in order for us to put a case together that was worthy of the statewide prosecutor and General Moody's working with us. So now we have Ja'Cory Holland and Michelle Walker. They're friends, but they're not boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife. We know they're both in the Columbus, Georgia area, and they're at large. When we stopped Ja'Cory originally, he said that, we work for a company installing TVs for celebrities. That's why we have a van full of them. And that show Bar Rescue, we've worked on that. But they're at large. They're hiding. We know that they move between Georgia and Alabama. As you know, Columbus is on the state line. Jorge's only got 7 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. We know in the last 7 months, this group has operated in 14 different states.
Jeez.
We know that their theft...
I ain't been to 14 states in my lifetime, bro.
is incredible. So when you look at this, I want to point this out. You see the big chart over here. This would be an absolute total nightmare if we had to go to each of the prosecutorial districts to get prosecution done. This is the beauty of working with the Attorney General's office. But I must point out, in decades past, there wasn't the proactive attitude at the statewide level because they had their own issues. But our Attorney General Moody and our past Attorney General both have worked with us remarkably well. It's necessary, it's mandatory in order for these to be discovered. They hide under the cloak that thank you, ma'am. They hide under the cloak that if they get caught, they're going to get caught for one theft. One theft. And the reality is, look at the counties in the state of Florida and look at the states across the nation. If you have any questions, the General and I will be glad to entertain them. But General Moody, on behalf of all the people of the state of Florida, thank you. On behalf of Walmart, thank you. And our team that did a remarkable investigative job, thank you very much, because this is how we're effective, when we all work together. Any questions? I like it when it's silent.
So, I may have missed it, but so they bought the salvage televisions, right? And they would return them, swap boxes.
Yeah, the basics were that they would buy a new television, then they would buy salvage televisions and change the parts, and then they would return the one they just paid cash for and say, I just bought this new television and it had a cracked screen when I got home. Well, it's labor intensive because you can't walk into a Walmart and bring 3 broken televisions. But on that particular day, when we were alerted in Auburndale, they'd already tried it and were denied in Winter Haven. Winter Haven said, take your television back to Jacksonville where you bought it from. And they were also denied in Lake Wells. But keep in mind, they've got to buy these televisions, change out the parts really quickly, and return them really quickly because there's limits of time. You know, you can't buy a television today and return it 6 months from now because it's broken. They had a great system in place to switch out parts and return televisions. Do we think we've caught all of them? No, we think there are others that are actively engaged with this group that we have yet to identify. But we will identify them because I'm confident we'll do some plea like, well, instead of 160 years, we'll only give you 99 if you tell us who your compadres are. And the reality of it is that these folks need to go to jail for a very, very long time. Grigsby, we're going to give him a break. Okay, he's not going to jail.
I think you said the 2 wanted guys are somewhere in Georgia, Alabama, maybe?
Guy and a gal. They're from Columbus. That's where they allegedly live. But Columbus is right on the Alabama line, and they hide back and forth across the states. And we're looking for them. We've worked with our partners at the GBI, the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, local law enforcement there. There was also a retail store involved in Georgia where you could go there and buy the secondhand televisions, and it was quite an elaborate system.
Hey, it's a pretty good system when you think about it. Because how often do you go back in there, you're dealing with Walmart employees who don't really care. Listen, take it from a person that worked at Walmart. You're underpaid, you're undervalued, so you have the I don't care attitude, right? And I was a 17-year-old working at Walmart. I think it was. Yeah, I was 17 at the time. 16, 17, it's around that age working at Walmart. So, yeah, I wasn't invested like that. So if I'm working the customer service up front where they do the returns at, and you coming there with your TV, you just telling me you need to replace your TV. Okay, cool. You know how many people go in there and return stuff all day? So their system, yeah. Now, Walmart has since, I've worked there a while back, they've since adopted this thing to where you can only have so many returns nowadays. Because I think, you know, y'all women, y'all return stuff all the time. And I think Queen had told me that, you know, you can only do so many returns with them. So they were trying to crack down on things like this happening. So that's where it comes in of them traveling different places. You know what I'm saying? Different people. I guarantee it's more, like he said, more people involved. And, you know, they require you to use your ID. So you as a person can only do so many returns in this time span. You know, so they get somebody else to do it. And they get somebody else to do it. And they travel. They go to different stores to see who will take it. So for the most part, they have to deal with is driving. Exchanging the parts and driving is there to is the stuff. But look at the amount of TVs they got. So you looking at that, you're saying, yeah, they made some money. They made some money. We was talking earlier about how much we think TVs go by, and those ain't no knockoff name brand TVs. I see Vizio. You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, they was making bank. And that's just the TV part of it. Imagine what else they was getting.
Okay. Any other questions? We've got a short surveillance video right here that we're going to queue up for you. And then we'll make extra copies of that available if you need it later. I might also add that Michelle Walker was arrested last year for doing the same thing at Target stores.
Easy peasy. Look at him. Not a worry or a care in the world. He ain't got that nervous look around look. You know how people are when they doing something wrong. They find the camera, they look up at it, they look down, they go do something else, they come back around, they kind of glance at, you know, roll their eye up towards the camera somewhere. Like, this dude is like, man, he thinking of this, I'm good. I ain't got to worry about nothing. You know you comfortable when you get ready to spark a cig.
Bought him a couple of televisions and out of the store he goes. Whoops, they're broke.
These dudes buying TVs like somebody would buy a carton of eggs, bro. Like good, like milk or something.
And they did that $3.6 million worth between 2014 and 2020.
What's the lesson for other retailers? What's to look out for?
We share this information across with other retailers. We have several retail teams that are involved with us. We work with all the major stores across the state, and we've coached them, and they're looking out for this trick. So the next person that wants to try it, it's not going to be so easy because there's education and training that we've done in order for them to stop that theft up front. But quite frankly, you can imagine, and I think it was New Jersey. You know, they bought some television in a Walmart in Georgia and took it to New Jersey and tried to return it. You know, even New Jersey went, what? You bought it in Georgia and you're up here in New Jersey trying to return it? Take it back to Georgia. Good for them. So they have been denied when it was suspicious, but they're busy selling product. And if somebody had just said, oh, time out, how much earlier could they have blown the whistle on this at the retail level? But, you know, they just denied it, pushed them out the door, and went on with their daily business.
These are really big television sets. How much do they go for on average?
Well, they were selling them for probably about 50% of the retail normally. Yeah.
Attorney, can you talk about the difficulty of trying to catch a large organization like this and trying to prosecute them?
Absolutely, and I want to thank our prosecutor with statewide prosecution, Rita Peters, who I think Sheriff Judd has coined Rico Rita. We have some very experienced prosecutors within the Office of Statewide Prosecution. And again, when I started talking this morning, I said I wanted to dispel any notion that this only affects retailers. What's important to remember when you're looking at large-scale organized retail theft operations and schemes is that ultimately those damages are passed on to consumers. So Floridians are going to pay the price for folks coming from out of state and organizing these schemes, just like we have in this case, and stealing from retailers, which then as you're trying to buy for your family for the holidays, I have a young son, we're in the midst of doing that right now and looking at what everything costs. It's going to cost more for law-abiding citizens because of these criminals that devise these schemes. And the reason it's so hard to prosecute is because you've got to have willing law enforcement partners and investigators, sheriffs like Grady Judd and detectives like Goodlett, Thomas, and Collins, who are willing to put the pieces together, look outside their immediate vicinity, work with other states, other counties, other circuits, and then piece together the puzzle. And that's the work of good investigations, good law enforcement, and that's why, again, like I have always said and will continue to say, we must support the recruitment of good men and women into law enforcement and give them the resources they need to do these jobs and put together great cases like this one.
Now that part I agree with. Are you gonna stop it? No, you're not gonna stop it. They're gonna figure out new ways. You're gonna change that up. They're gonna figure out another way around that. It's gonna be a continuous cycle. If that was the case, then drugs wouldn't be imported into this country, but it still is. We watched the what's that show that we was watching before, man, where they was getting stuff into I can't think of it right now, but yeah, man, they're gonna smuggle stuff. They're gonna do different. They're gonna figure out a way, man. The law enforcement, like I said, they just need the resources and to be able to stay up on top of this type of stuff, man, because it's going to continue to happen. They're going to figure it out and figure out their ways around technology. Hell, when the whole PlayStation debacle, when everybody was trying to figure out how to get a PS5 when PS5 had dropped before Christmas, man, these fools had figured out a way to find the app to know what Walmart's inventory was. I kid you not. Like the stuff that is on the little handhelds that the Walmart employees have to be able to see what's in stock in the back, that got out, bro, to people. So they were able to roll up to these stores and say, hey, I'm showing that you have 5 or 10 PS5s in the back. And people be like, well, we don't have any out here. No. They're in the back. Y'all have some in stock. Y'all just haven't put them out yet. And people were having to turn around, go in the back and say, oh, yeah, we do have some. Yeah, okay, let me get one of those. You know what I'm saying? That's how people were finding out and bucking around the system. So, yeah, they're always going to figure out a way. The police department just got to stay sharp.
Did you say they have been doing it since 2014?
That's the information that we've developed right now, that we can track this back to about 2014, and we extrapolated the value based upon what we've seen during the time of the investigation.
That's a long time.
Staggering. But once again, they moved all over the state of Florida and up the eastern seaboard so that they did not wear out their welcome and make it easy to detect them. Make no mistake about it. You know, I see a bunch of criminals here. The people that don't think they should be locked up see a lot of low-level, nonviolent people. Well, they're not low-level and nonviolent when they're stealing millions of dollars. But what I also see here is brilliant criminals. They devised this scheme based upon a lot of work and brainstorming, and it worked for them for a while. Now they're going to go to state prison where they belong for a very long time. Any other questions? You know, I always knew, Attorney General, that Rita was powerful. I never knew her last name was Peters. I always just called her Rico Rita. So, but let me tell you, if you're contemplating violating the law, you probably need to go to another state, because if I can tune you up and get you before General Moody and she assigns it to Rico Rita, you know, she counts decades of how long you go to prison, not how many months or years. She counts in decades. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good weekend.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, Florida Attorney General.
I'm going to be like the main dude, the Grand Marshal in the Frostproof Parade. Do you know why? I don't think they could find anybody else. See y'all later.
A final note here from Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd here about being the Grand Marshal of a parade here. JB Buna.
Uncle Grady. I gotta get him a nickname. It's gonna be Uncle G, Uncle Grady, Shady Grady from like off the Sanford and Sons. Something, man. I gotta give him a nickname though, bro. I gotta give him a nickname. Right now I might just call him Uncle Grady for now until I figure out something else. So, but Uncle Grady, man, he out here, bro. He out. Chill. Listen, man. But yeah, man, I don't think that was really such a brilliant scheme. It was a good scheme. I wouldn't go as far as to say brilliant. Yeah, when he started mentioning it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that going on. I don't think it's just, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought of this joint right here, man. Did they get what they deserved? Dang, they was handing out 40, not 40, 40 years apiece, bro. 40. Like you drank a 40 years. It's a lot of years, bro. Till next reaction, man, I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Leave your boy a like, man, and subscribe. Hey.